Did that catch you off guard that day, though, when Matt says, yeah, hey, everybody?
Matt's done that to me. So, you know, being as old as I am, I said, Matt, you got to quit doing that to me. But it's all in fun.
Matt said yesterday about how he tore battles and stuff last year with his injuries and whatnot. What do you think he's progressed into, and what do you see as his role?
Well, Etor, you know, and I've said this, I mean, when you look at him, he looks like he's 18 years old, right? I mean, he looks like he's just going to continue to get bigger and stronger over the next 2 or 3 years. And he's got some really, really unique qualities because he's kind of gangly and he's tough and he can slither for a big guy, long arms. So he's gotten better every day. So, you know, he'll set an edge for us on defense, and it's really a good complement between him and Morgan Fox playing the same position. So, you know, he'll play a lot of football for us and get better as we go.
Where do you think his biggest improvement has come from this offseason?
I think he's stronger, and hopefully he can stay healthy. If he does, you'll see a real progress in what he does. But, you know, he's kind of unique because he's hard to block on the edge physically. And then he also has long arms and can get off blocks and rush and passer. So, you know, I'm looking for him to have a good year.
Phil, your defense, I think, is pretty complex for any quarterback. What kind of advantage do you have this week against a first-year quarterback?
You know, obviously, if you're a rookie in this league, and at quarterback, left tackle, and corner, probably the 3 toughest positions to play. I mean, everybody knows that, right? So, you know, I mean, he's a rookie quarterback, right? So, but he's really talented rookie. So, you know, we're not underestimating anything he can and can't do. I think we have to do what we do real well, and then whatever happens, happens. But, you know, it's just hard for a rookie. They're seeing a lot of looks that they don't normally see in college. And so he'll get better and better every week, and I'm sure they've really done a nice job with him over the last 6 months preparing for this game. So we're expecting him to be at his best.
And he's seeing looks presumably he didn't see in the preseason also.
Yeah, exactly. What's unique about what he's done in the preseason, he's only played about 40 snaps. You know, so that's not a lot of snaps. So, you know, I'll bet he's a bright kid and he learns real well. So, you know, I think he'll be fine. He's got some veteran old linemen around him too that I think will really help him. You know.
In what ways might we see a different Brian Burns this season? In what ways have you seen?
Well, I think as you saw last year, and hopefully you saw what I did, Brian got better and better as the year went. More comfortable. You know, Brian's still young. He's not very old, right? And he's still maturing. And you know, he's keeping his weight now above 250, and so he's bigger and stronger than he was a year ago. And so, you know, and that'll lend to him making some really nice plays on the edge. He has a unique ability to rush the passer, but he also can play different positions. So my deal is, it's funny. One of the guys in personnel last year said, well, you're not very smart if he's dropping. He should be rushing all the time. But Brian can also bring value to doing other things than rushing. You know, they could set everybody to him to block him, and now he drops and it frees somebody else up. So we just got to be smart with him and use him, but make sure that, I mean, his number one deal is coming off the edge and being effective off the edge.
How much does his versatility kind of mirror what you get out of Chin in terms of being a positionless player?
Well, we're kind of unique in that we have 4 or 5 guys like that. You know, Son Reddick is like that. Frankie Louvu is like that, right? So we have Brian Burns and like Etor. Etor can go inside. Morgan Fox can go inside. So we have some guys that can play different positions, which is fun to have. You can play different packages and do different things with that. So, and you know, we'll grow as the year goes because a lot of those guys I just mentioned, you know, Morgan, Hassan, and Etor, you know, they're kind of young in the program, right? So we got to just keep developing what we're doing, along with Chen is young.
How much better do you feel about bringing pressure on the quarterback to start this season than you did going into last year from what you learned and from what you brought in personnel-wise?
Oh, yeah, quite a bit. You know, I feel much more comfortable about pressure. You know, and getting a guy like J.C. Horn doesn't hurt, right? And Dante's healthy, and so you know, I feel good about that right now. Much, you know, remember last year, guys, we didn't even practice until fall camp, right? So we had no OTAs, anything. So it was kind of a unique year.
Well, there are a number of Temple and Baylor guys on this roster. What is the benefit to that as you guys build this program?
You know, I really don't look at whether a guy's from Baylor or Temple, right? But let me also say this: like the 4 years we were at Temple, there's 43 guys playing in the league from Temple. So obviously there were some good football players on the team, right? So we just happened to have a few on our team, but there's a whole bunch of them playing in the league. So I think that's where I am with it. I don't look at whether a guy's from Baylor or Temple or any of that, right? So now, do we know more about them than other people? We do. That helps. But really, we're looking for the best player for that spot on our roster, no matter where they're from.
You know, you had talked to us at camp about the familiarity with Hassan and kind of how that helps you sort of position him.
Yep.
I would guess that's an advantage. Are there any disadvantages?
No, not really. You know, I'm pretty personable with the players, so we sit down. I talk to all of them, right? So, and you know, like we had a walkthrough today, and one of the vets came up and said, "Coach, I don't want to really do this." So you got to listen, right? I mean, that's part of our job. You know, I learned a long time ago, nobody comes to watch me coach. My wife doesn't. They come to watch the players play, right? So that's the bottom line, how well they play. So, but you know, I've got a relationship with a lot of them, so I don't think there's any negative to, you know, Hassan.
I know for us, Frankie kind of came very much under the radar and now is very much in the forefront. At what point did you recognize that you kind of had something there with him, that it can emerge as something bigger?
Well, you know, again, Frankie has some unique skills. Some of them, you know, and his unique skills going forward. You know, he's hard to block, right? So we got to utilize his talents, right? And so, you know, some things he doesn't do as well, but there are some unique things that he can do. So we have to take advantage of that. That's our job as coaches, to utilize our roster. So, you know, I'm glad he's on our football team.
How much more can you do defensively in your play calling with having having that many guys that can do a lot of different things?
Well, you know, that's the hardest thing. Like, we just had a walkthrough, and some things I've got to cut out, you know, and, you know, so we go in with more than we should to see what sticks, and then we, you know, we pare down each week. So, you know, we'll utilize these guys this week. Now, next week it might be it might change the roles. They may do something a little bit more than they're doing this week, as far as positionally or going forward or dropping or whatever it is. But we'll do that week to week.
Will Shaq or Jermaine be wearing the headset?
Well, it's really Jermaine wears it. Yeah. And then, well, Shaq does too, because we're in different packages. So that's one of the things with the headsets, guys. When you go to different packages and a guy's off the field, we have to change helmets. So we're changing helmets all the time. Who has the helmet?
Wait, has it always been like that?
Yeah, well, when I first got in the league, there were only 2 helmets. Now you can have 3. So, and in the old days, the helmets were in a box and locked. The official had them. So the whole thing's changed a little bit. But the helmet changes based on, the mic changes based. So certain guys on our roster have it in their helmet, or have a helmet that fits them that it's in, right? And then based on what we're going to play, we switch the helmets.
So a guy like Shaq has 2 helmets.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Who's the third one?
Well, it's another linebacker. Yeah. So that they can call the defense, you know, to the front. So,
Can
but
you just turn them off and on? You got to switch helmets actually?
no, they have switches and stuff now. They've you know, they've advanced the whole thing, right, from when I first got in the league. But
Is only one person allowed to have the helmet on at a time?
yeah, that's all you can have.
Bill, with AJ out, who is your, I'm assuming Hartsfield, who would be the second?
Well, we have, you know, we've played J.C. Horn in there. We've played Burris in there. We've played Sean Chandler in there. So based on packages, a different guy could be in there.
Couple more guys.
Coach, when they got set to make the pick at number 8, there's certainly a faction of fans that wanted to see him go for a quarterback. How excited were you when they got J.C. Horn? And what is your thoughts on him growing now as a player, as you've seen him progress through OTAs?
Yeah, he's exactly. I talked to him on the phone extensively before the draft. And I said, guys, if we're going to take a guy on defense, this is the guy we need. I mean, he's just mature. He's been, he's been brought up in football. It makes sense to him. He's tough, and he's really big, guys, for a corner. Have you stood next to him? I mean, he's really a big corner, right? And those guys don't come around very often. So I was really excited when we got him. It changes the dynamics of who we are and what we can do. So, you can't have enough corners in this league.
Do you know his dad at all?
What's that?
Do you know his dad?
I don't. I don't know his dad. I know he's real close to his dad. I'm hoping to get involved, meet him more as the season goes.
The Panthers have a young team, but a young defense, especially. But last season they seemed to get progressively better as the season went along. Where do you see them at now, and how excited are you to see that product on the field on Sunday?
Well, I don't look at any of the young guys anymore as young. To me, Chin and Brown and Burns, all these guys, right? They're veterans now to me. So I expect them to play well. I think we have to take off, and I'm expecting us to play well on defense. We have pieces to play well, and that's our job. We got to get them to play at the we've got some good players on defense. We got to play that way.